Konnichiwa, this is Secure here watching PokeCast. Welcome back to another episode of Could Be a Game. After looking back at everything else I've done, I was trying to think of a very good one to do. So I went for a generic one, I shouldn't say she's generic, but a cluster of one that came on multiple different things. And that, of course, is DOS. Man, for anybody who's ever watched Laser Gaming Reviews or Metal Jesus Rocks or any of the other guys who focus on the classic games, you'll notice a lot of their games come from the DOS era or a little bit after. Well, give a little history. DOS was really started back in 1979. Starting out, I think it was the Apple II, then moving on to IBM, then we had MS-DOS and all those crazy different versions of the system. But that's what it was. Now, DOS itself, since it was released on multiple different platforms, was just the operating system. I know that sometimes people are like, well, you can't count that. Like, well, you guys do that all the time with Windows, Mac, and Linux. DOS itself was extremely important because it was truly one of the first ways that we got so many amazing games without having to actually buy consoles. And with over thousands of games released to it from all the different platforms that actually used DOS, you know, there's so many games that, you know, I grew up playing. When I wasn't playing the actual video game systems, I was playing DOS. And there was amazing games. Me, my brother, my cousins would get together. My uncle would play games with us. Really, we enjoyed all kinds of them. I started out really with an IBM, so that was my first introduction to DOS. Was doing the. We actually had, I think we had a copy of MS-DOS for IBM. I think it was, or at least I can't remember which version it was. I'm sorry. But anyways, we had DOS on an IBM, and the only game, of course, because, you know, I didn't know a whole lot back then, was we had Jeopardy! Sports Edition. Now, I am not a sports guy. I cannot quote anything, nor get any questions right about sports. So... I didn't have a lot of fun with the game, but it still wasn't a bad introduction to DOS. A little bit later, when we actually finally upgraded from an IBM to, believe it or not, a 386 that only had Windows 3.1, I started really looking at, okay, what other games are there? I was fortunate to be able to pick up some amazing games, believe it or not, at Greenbacks, a dollar store that was actually selling a lot of the shareware games for $1 on floppy disks. And that's really what started a lot of my interest in seeing what else there was out there. After we got a little bit of chance to upgrade one more time, it was still the same computer, but we upgraded to Windows 95 after that. And we finally got a CD-ROM. Thank goodness. Now don't laugh. Back then a CD-ROM at that point in time was expensive. You know, yeah. Anyway, I got lucky. A little bit later I was able to find 1,000 games collection and be able to actually try out a ton of DOS games. And that's what really sparked my interest in wanting to continue to play DOS, even though I had a ton of great systems to play. Now, oh man, brings back a lot of memories. Especially seeing some of this footage where it's like, these are some of the games that I would play a lot of. But going back to DOS, I should mention that, really, like I said, there's tons of great games out there. You know, graphics, yes, as you can see, graphics were pretty primitive on a lot of games. Some of the graphics were really good. But when it came down to it, it was the gaming experience that we enjoyed. You didn't need superior graphics to be an awesome game. That's just not how it was back then, and how it seems to be going back today. I mean, we're getting a lot of great games that are going back to the 8-bit, 16-bit era and all that, because let's face it, do we really need 3D awesome mega groovy graphics? Not always. Could a beautiful 8-bit graphic game like this be a ton of fun online? Oh yeah, totally. I mean, can you just imagine playing a game like this online, trying to, win against a person who's really, really good at the game? It'd be a ball. And that's just how a lot of the now Flash games are. They literally are, in a sense. Flash is DOS most of the time now. I know a lot of people don't want to think of it like that, but that truly is what Flash has become. Flash is the new DOS. You can make whatever you want, put it out there, and enjoy it. And that's what the key element was about the DOS era. Tons of games, a lot of time freeware, super mega cheap games, but they were built for fun, or they were a remake of a classic game that we got to enjoy, like Cheesy Invaders. It's just not fun playing Space Invaders with the normal invaders all the time. Why not have planets, macaroni and cheese, and various other things with stupid sounds that just makes the game, makes you want to laugh. So surprisingly, it seems like people have been inspired from games like this, because now when you look at, like, when you go to PlayStation Home, you have a few of the games out there that feels like they have had the opportunity to play cheesy games. But still, having these games come back with a huge collection, 50 games chosen from, the best DOS games ever from freeware, or having other games from other companies that had a slew of games come out, just having, here's the collection of them, kind of like a Midway collection, would be amazing. Having, the top scores, leaderboards is what they're called now, leaderboards up for games like this would be a phenomenal thing to see. But what else could there be? Yes, that's right. Scorched Earth. Even if we don't get a collection, being able to get Scorched Earth back with online capabilities on the newer gen systems or PC, because I know we're getting a lot of games back now, especially from EA. We have a couple other sites that are bringing them back, and thanks to DOSBox, we're able to go back and play a lot of these games. But still, without having online capabilities, does add a little thing of, for those of us who are unable to get back with our friends all the time because of the distances, having the online capabilities would be something phenomenal. This game alone, if this were to make it to, PlayStation 3 or 4, the Vita or Xbox One, 360, anything like that, this game alone would be one of the best online games to play because of all of, that's what it is. It's just get up to 10 people, buy all your weapons, or you set your thing, like right here I set the dirt to where the dirt does not fall. It's all computers. Start out with $1 million or $1 billion or whatever it was, and that way everybody has a free chance. But now you have to try and win with everybody being equal, which makes the game even harder. Things like that made this game right here probably one of the top played games that me and my cousins would play. We'd spend hours playing this game. Now, also with the option of being able to write your own speech patterns, because when you destroy them, they'll say something, but you had the opportunity to go into the text file and add your own stuff. The game was amazing. This one alone. Of course, I do have a play video of this one up. I do recommend you go check it out because this is personally one of the best DOS multiplayer games I have had the opportunity to play. And with having these games come back and being able to enjoy such a phenomenal multiplayer experience with people from around the world, would just, that right there alone would make this worthwhile. There's a ton of great fighting games. There's a ton of great multiplayer games out there. You know, you got board games, you got Yahtzee, you got, well, I guess you got these type of games. The Estimate, Shoot and Destroy games. You have the epic Hugo games where you have to go around and try to find out the mystery. There's so much out there that's just hard to really talk about all the kinds of games there really are. And then, of course, I guess that's really all I can really say. For all of us for everybody out there who's actually played and taken the time to look at the DOS games and enjoyed them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly why there are those websites out there, why we're starting to actually get down, be able to buy copies of the old DOS games on Steam, on GOG.com, from EA themselves, because the games were that good. And we enjoyed them to the fullest. It's sad to see that it's taken this long to see some of them come back, but with all of the games out there that could come back, the possibilities are endless for several types of collections. You know, the fighting game collection from DOS. Be able to play One Must Fall. Be able to play that one and this one. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. Or, the DOS puzzle games. Play 50 different types of Tetris, 50 different types of Dr. Mario. Play Numlu, a amazing version of an advanced Othello with numbers. So many things. And then, of course, you could also have play the Dream, I guess it's Dream Pipes or DreamWorks, I always forget, versions with over 50 different versions of the game. Ants, taxis, sailboats, you name it. Enjoy. Truly, with so many things that DOS had for us, there truly could be that endless impossibility of how many different things. Even if it's one game at a time, here's this. We're already seeing classic arcade games coming back. It's time that DOS gets this exact same thing on all consoles and systems. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Down in the comments, please let me know. What was your favorite DOS game? There's so many. I already know a couple of people. Duke Nukem is probably going to be some of theirs. So, yeah, leave it down in the comments below what you think was just your favorite DOS game. And, yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This has been a really fun time going back and just talking about truly one of my favorite OS things out there. DOS was that good of a system for my childhood, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this too. This is T. Sakura saying ciao and sayonara.